Coming up, a campaign event is interrupted by protesters.
And Iowa City comes together to celebrate African culture.
A new video game spices up fundraising.
October is coming up. Is fall weather coming with it? I'll have the answer for you in weather.
All that and more
coming up right now on DITV.
Good morning from Iowa City. It is Monday, September 30th. I'm Jace Bertrand.
And I'm Avery Arns.
And the third member of our team, Avery Udis, is live outside to tell us today's weather story.
Avery, with October tomorrow, will we get a hint of the cooler temperatures?
Yeah, guys, and as October approaches, the September temperature is not leaving without a fight. We're going to be sitting with the same old news today with a high of 82, but things are definitely starting to cool down. As we can see with a low of 56 tonight, and fall will make its presence known tomorrow with a high of 69. I'll have more for weather for the whole week ahead, but for now, back to Avery and Jace in the studio.
With election season picking up, pro-Palestine organizations are increasing their demands for local politicians. DITV's Kayla Smith attended a meet and greet event where protesters put pressure on a House of Representatives candidate.
I'm here at the Solon Public Library where some pro-Palestine demonstrators are concerned about Christina Bohannon's silence on the war in Gaza. Several Democratic candidates from the state of Iowa came together for a meet and greet on Saturday to explain their policies and core beliefs to a room full of potential voters. Among the potential voters were members of Iowans for Palestine, which is an organization that works to promote awareness on the war in Gaza. The organization came to push Christina Bohannon to call for a ceasefire for the war, something Bohannon has avoided throughout her campaign.
It comes down to a cold, calculated strategy.
Newman Abuisa, chairman of the Arab American Caucus of the Iowa Democratic Party, directly addressed Bohannon's silence on the issue.
Are you going to continue sending the money to Netanyahu, who is charged with genocide?
Bohannon responded to their concerns but did not call for a ceasefire or address the violence and continued U.S. funding of the Israel-Hamas war.
I believe that representatives have to represent everybody.
While some supporters of Bohannon felt that her answer only reinforced their trust in her, some of the protesters were on the fence of whether or not they can vote for her come November.
She hears from a lot of people. She's not been elected to office yet. She's going to take those opinions with her to Washington.
I am having an internal moral quandary over whether or not I can vote for anyone who supports what is being done to Palestinians.
Bohannon was expected to stay for 30 minutes after the event to answer questions and speak with voters, but left after her response to the protesters. From the Solon Public Library, this is Kayla Smith, DITV.
With 35 days till the election, the final debate will be held this week.
In the DI newsroom, we have DITV's Joel Keller with the details.
Thank you, guys. Vice presidential candidates Republican J.D. Vance and Democrat Tim Walz will speak on the debate stage Tuesday night. The debate is set to start at 8 p.m. and will air on CBS. Nora O'Donnell and Margaret Brennan will moderate this debate. And similar to the presidential debate on September 10th, there will be no audience. The estimated 90-minute debate will allow each candidate 2 minutes to answer a question and an extra minute for rebuttal. To decide the order of the 2-minute long closing statements, a coin toss was held. Vance won and deferred to go second. This debate was agreed to back in August and will likely be the last of this election cycle.
Pro-abortion activists gathered at Hickory Hill Park on Saturday to commemorate International Safe Abortion Day. Attendees marched through the streets of Iowa City, spreading their message of support for pro-choice and bodily autonomy. They would get all the way downtown before turning and ending their march at College Green Park. Once they got there, a couple local politicians gave speeches about their support for the cause, including a state representative. Organizers with the event hope that it inspires changes in the current abortion laws from Iowa lawmakers.
We believe that when politicians here in Iowa and in different parts of the USA have the opportunity to see that people care about it and they see this huge amount of people on the street, legislative changes have been made in other territories.
The march was put on by Iowa City Democratic Socialists and the Corridor Community Action Network. On Saturday, a fire broke out outside Iowa City, leaving smoke visible for miles. The Independence Fire Department ruled that the cause of the blaze was a combine catching fire in the middle of a field. The flames quickly spread due to the dryness of the surrounding area. No injuries were reported following the incident, and the area was blocked off to bystanders during the fire.
In the month of September, 2 reports of sexual assault in the East Side residence halls have some students worried about their safety. On September 10th and 11th, there were multiple reports of fondling, and on September 19th, police received reports of sexual assaults. According to Monique DiCarlo, Title IX coordinator and director, the university has a generalized approach to prevention that acknowledges sexual assault can happen on campus and off campus. The university has a program that increases knowledge and skills of consent, bystander intervention, and healthy relationships. After hitting some post-pandemic watersheds, Study Abroad is back. The University of Iowa Study Abroad program has seen a new revamp in interest, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic derailed the organization back in early 2020. New numbers from Iowa Public University show that interest is up about 2/3 of pre-pandemic levels, with over 1,300 students continuing to study abroad. The program hopes the interest numbers continue to rise over the next year.
Music, food, and a tight-knit community. DITV's Sam Cooper's has the story on how these aspects were on display at the first annual Africa Festival of Arts and Culture.
The first annual Africa Fest gave a great opportunity for the Iowa City community to come together to celebrate the African culture.
Something like this brings people together, and it also showcases our culture, the togetherness, the friendliness.
I would say festivals like this contribute towards bringing not only the students on campus together, but also the people that are living in the Iowa City region.
The festival not only offered a sense of community, but they also showcased their amazing sense of style.
We are the best in the world when it comes to fashion, especially a lot of things come from Africa, right? So when it comes to fashion, there's a lot to take from.
A lot of handworking, crocheting is very common in Africa. I have African dresses, African shirts, and stuff like that.
The delicious food was devoured by many, and African bands such as Afrobeat 243 had people moving and grooving deep into the night.
From the tasty food to the colorful and stylish fashion, the Africa Festival of Art and Culture is surely going to be an event that is going to be around for many years to come. From downtown Iowa City, I'm Sam Cooperis, DITV.
Thanks, Sam. And Avery, it's always great to see cultures, interact in downtown Iowa City like that.
Absolutely. That's what makes Iowa City, Iowa City.
And now we're going to send it back outside with Avery Udis for the forecast for the week ahead.
Thanks, guys. October is right around the bend, and its chilly influence will set in quickly as the September heat fades. For the rest of the week, we're going to be drifting throughout the 70s until peaking right back to 80 on Sunday. Sunny skies will stay for the entirety of the week, with the exception of Thursday, as it will be partly cloudy. And we'll be feeling the wind a lot more as the aftermath of Hurricane Helene will be felt, bringing strong wind gusts up to 18 miles per hour to Iowa City. In the southeast, the death toll reaches at least 64, and millions are going without power. Hurricane Helene has already caused 600 miles of destruction as it continues to tear through the Gulf Coast. That's all I have now for weather. Back to Avery and Jace in the studio.
Jace, there wasn't any Hawkeye football inside of Kinnick this weekend, but that doesn't mean there wasn't any Hawkeye sports over the weekend.
And that doesn't mean they didn't stress me out over the weekend either. So we're going to send it over to DITV's Colin Carruthers to give us what happened in sports last week.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And you said it, there may not have been any Hawkeye football game to take place in Kinnick this Saturday, but there was some other gameplay. DITV's Elise Gantz spectated the gaming that did occur.
Kinnick Stadium is known for its surreal atmosphere, and now that magic can be recreated in the new video game College Football 25. Now, that magic is being experienced both in Kinnick and on the screens.
In its first ever appearance, people of all ages competed in the Extra Life Charity Challenge, a College Football 25-based fundraiser in support of the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital.
I grew up playing these games, these college football games back in the day, from probably Probably 2006 was my first game through 2014. I thought to myself, like, this would be the absolute coolest concept if it ever does come back to do a tournament at Kinnick Stadium, a fundraiser for the Children's Hospital.
The highly anticipated game brought in 240 participants, all of them eager to win the bracket-style tournament and support a good cause in the process.
Seeing people out here on the field having a good experience, people laughing and getting into the games is just an amazing experience. I mean, the whole thing just coming together and having the magic happen has just been absolutely incredible.
I think just knowing that it's going to such a good cause and that people are here for all the same reason. It's like we get together, have a little fun, playing some video games, but know that we're doing it for the kids.
Not only did they compete in the tournament, but the top fundraisers were also rewarded with field access, locker room tours, and the opportunity to play the game against Hawkeye football players. In total, the event raised around $62,000 and was a huge success. With this turnout, the group hopes to make it an annual occasion.
We just feel like there's such a great group of people who love to play video games, and we wanted to, kind of harness that positive energy.
And although the Hawkeyes are currently on their bye week, they will still continue to compete in College Football 25. From Kinnick Stadium, Elise Gann, DITV Sports.
And still no football this weekend, but there were plenty of sports throughout the Iowa Athletic Department that went on this past weekend. So let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. First, with that number 7 team in the country, Iowa Field Hockey taking the trip out to New Jersey. That Jersey team scoring first. Rutgers up 1-0, looking for a big upset, but Dion Van Olsum doing what she does best. A sweep skill there that tied things up going into the half. Rutgers would have to lead again, but Annika Herbine scoring to tie things and send it to a shootout. But Rutgers, 3-1 win in the shootout, pulling off a major upset in the field hockey world. Iowa would fall to 0-2 in conference play. Luckily for them, they would bounce back yesterday against Villanova with a 2-0 victory. They'll be looking to continue that streak, bouncing back when they return home for a homestand this weekend. Now over to the other pitch, Iowa soccer making the trip out to Chicago. Northwestern would score first. Shaky start for Iowa in the Windy City, trying to solidify themselves in the Big Ten after a major win over Penn State. Midway through the second half, Iowa would score and tie things up, but to prove why they are so highly ranked, Lauren Getzik from the penalty corner, unassisted goal. Iowa 2-1 right off the fingertips of the goalie, a beautiful shot. Iowa now moves 4-0-1 in conference play. Now over to the hardwood. Michelle Urquhart winning the first set over Maryland. Iowa 1-0 in conference play after not winning a single conference game last year. Looking to go 2-0 over Maryland. Maryland giving them a lot of struggle in the second and third set. But that kill there from the outside. Iowa wins the third set. Need one more to win the game overall. Now Maryland would force that pesky fifth set. But Michelle Urquhart again, a kill from the outside. And Iowa 2-0 in conference play. 2 major road wins. They'll look to go 3-0 when they return home for a gold out against Washington. And good stuff all over this weekend, but now with some former Hawkeyes, was there ever any doubt? Caitlin Clark wins the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year. After having a record-breaking season, including the most assists in a single year, she has yet another award to add to her stellar collection. But also with the 2 other Hawkeyes in the WNBA, the Aces took on the New York Liberty in the semifinals yesterday afternoon in a rematch of the 2023 finals. Both Kate Martin and Megan Gustafson did not see any minutes in yesterday's matchup, so the Aces would lose the first game of the semifinals and they await for Game 2 tomorrow night. And Finkbine Golf Course will host the Deanne Thompson Women's Golf Invitational Monday and Tuesday. This will be Iowa's first time hosting a tournament since 2018, where the Hawkeyes beat North Dakota State by 22 strokes. Iowa senior Paula Miranda, who has 3 career top 10s in tournaments, will be included in the lineup. All 6 of her rounds this year have counted toward the team's score, and she has led the team in lowest score for both tournaments. This will be the last tournament for the Hawkeyes until October 28th, for the Hurricane Invitational in Florida, which will be their last match of the fall finale. So a lot of stuff going on the past weekend, some wackiness, but I'll send it back to you guys over at the desk.
Thanks, Colin. You know, Avery, win or lose, the Hawkeyes certainly make their presence known.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us online or listening on KRUI 89.7 FM.
We are here live from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. and online anytime at dailyiowan.com.
For Avery Eunice, Colin Carithers, I'm Jace Bertrand.
And I'm Avery Arns. See you again on Wednesday morning right here on DITV.